Hey everybody, this is Frilioth and welcome to another Minecraft tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to put a fully working Minecraft villager breeder inside this fantastic love shack that's been designed and created by Avomance. So if you've made your way here by clicking on the link on Avomances channel, then thank you very much for doing that. If you haven't and you'd like to know how to build this beautiful building, then I'll put a link to Avomances channel in the description, and I'll also put a link in the top right hand corner of the screen now. So make your way over there to Avomance's channel to have a look at how to build it. But don't forget to come back afterwards so I can show you how to put a villager breeder inside it. So my brief to Avo was make something that looks fantastic but is also big enough for me to be able to put a fully working villager breeder inside it. And boy, he's not disappointed, has he? He is a phenomenal builder. Beautiful. So in this tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to put a single pod villager breeder inside the love shack. So let's go over and have a look what I've come up with. So this is what this version looks like from the outside. Very similar to the original that Avo built. I've just added a little bit onto the bottom in order to cover the minecart system, the collection area, which is now in the sort of basement sort of thing. So if we go up to the top, in here, in the attic, we've got the villager and the doors, which constitutes the village. The single villager in there, and he just runs about in there. There's very little in there, apart from 8 doors. And then if we go around to the front of the building, up the steps, up these steps, through the door. We've got the single pod breeding pair. They're far enough out of range of the village at the top as to not be detected by the villager. So the village thinks that it needs more villagers in it than there are actually in the village, which is how the all villager breeders work. All infinite villager breeders work. These two villagers down here are fooled into thinking that they need to breed when actually they don't. But that's how it works. So we've got a couple of chests in here where we can keep food, keep carrots, potatoes, that kind of thing. And then you climb up here. Look at the guys over the top. There's you can, if you want to, put a pane of glass above these to stop yourself from falling in. There's a block of glass in there, so it doesn't really make a difference if you do or if you don't. But if we can put one up there later on. So you want to take out your carrots and or potatoes. Today I'm going to be using carrots, and then just throw them in. Villagers are going to pick them up, and then they should possibly throw them to each other, possibly not, it depends. I've already fed these guys. These guys are already fed, so it won't surprise me at all if we haven't already got babies down the bottom. Now the baby villagers, once they're born, they'll fall off the side in between the panes of glass at the bottom into the water chute at the bottom, and they'll get funneled to the middle, where they'll fall down into the basement, into the collection area. And we'll go around and have a look at that now. So we'll come around to the basement. In we go, and already we've got a couple of little babies in there. He's only been going 5 minutes. This produces, a single pod villager breeder produces a baby between every 5 and 8 minutes. So it's not super quick, but it's quick enough. As I say, this thing's been running, I don't know, 15 minutes or so, and already we've got 2 babies. Now this is the collection area. It's not on at the moment, because if it was, these babies would go up around there and then whiz off down to the to there, because I've got nowhere else for them to go at the moment. So this is a dispenser full of minecarts. That chest should have minecarts in it. It doesn't at the moment. Not a problem really. That's the manual start button. So as soon as I press that, a minecart is going to come out of there. It'll collect the baby villager. The baby villager is going to go up and go around the top. It's going to fall off the edge of here. Now this is in there to stop minecarts going back across that detector rail. If a minecart goes across that detector rail, a new minecart is dispensed there. So if the baby manages to come back up there, back up here, and across there and over that detector rail, it will dispense another minecart, and then it'll just keep dispensing minecarts. There'll be absolute carnage in here, which is why I've put in this stop valve sort of thing. So if the babies do happen to come back up this minecart track again, they'll bounce off the wall, go back down again. They won't activate a new minecart. So let's start this bad boy up. He gets picked, and off they go. Probably not very happy that I've made them go down here. There you go. We just had another one. Did you see that? We just had another one. So we've had 3 already. And while there is no baby in there to be collected, that minecart rocks backwards and forwards on the rails because it doesn't quite have enough power. Doesn't quite have enough power to go over the top onto that powered rail until we have a baby in there. That's how the system works. So I'll put a list of everything you need to build this on screen now. So pause the video if you need to. And now we'll crack on and build it. So we'll start at the top again and work our way down. So you want to get yourself up to the attic, the loft, whatever you want to call it. And we need to put down the floor. Now I'm using the white concrete again to keep in with the theme of Avo's original build, but if you wanted to use wood, wanted to use planks, you can do. Entirely up to you. Now we can put in some lighting on the outside. So go through one of the gaps, look up, and you need to replace those spruce planks there with a piece of glowstone or sea lantern, up to you, and put a trapdoor over the front of it to keep in with the theme. Now that serves 2 purposes. Firstly, it puts enough light up on the roof to stop mobs from spawning up here. You don't want mobs on your roof. And it also puts enough light onto this balcony, this veranda type thing, because as soon as we fill this in, this is going to be dark enough on here to have mobs spawn, and we don't want them there either. So now we can go ahead and start filling in these gaps. Now, if you want to put a bit of a pattern in there, then you can do. It's entirely up to you. If I use some spruce planks there and some oak planks there, I can put a pane of glass in the middle, a red pane of glass that sort of fits in with the theme. And then take some trapdoors and put some trapdoors on either side to make it look like blinds. Yep, I like that. We'll do that on all 4 sides. So now we've got that. So at least now your villager can stand here and gaze wistfully out of the window, especially if you've got a nice view. Have we got a nice view out of this one? Oh, yeah. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I'm sure he'll be happy. Now we need to put in the doors. Now we can't just put the doors on the floor, which would be the easiest thing to do, but we can't do that. Otherwise it puts the centre of the village within range of the 2 villagers we're going to be putting down the bottom. So we need to put these doors 1 level up. And I think if we put them on some upside down stairs, that just makes it look a little bit nicer than just having them on plain blocks. So if you take out your spruce stairs, and we'll put some spruce stairs up here. If you put them around the corner like this, it gives it a bit of texture, a bit of something to look at. So put 1 there, 1 there, and then 1 on the side of that one, and 1 on the back of that one, and then 1 just there. If you try to do it this way and then put 1 in the middle, it doesn't snap round. You see, it just doesn't do it. It won't do it. So you need to put one there first, and then one on the back of it, then one there, and then it does snap round then. I mean, if you want to just put down 8 blocks, then feel free to just stick down 8 blocks. It's entirely up to you. Now take out your spruce stairs. You want to jump up on top of one of these blocks, one of these upside down stairs, face the middle, and just put a door down. Now if you want the doors with the handles on the inside, you need to click on the opposite side of the block to... The doors are hinged on the side of the block that you click on. So does that make sense? Am I making sense? So both of those are hinged on the outside. Yeah. If I was to get up here and click on this side of the block, it would hinge on that side. Which even though I'm not going to be up here, that would bug me. So get up on the block, look at the side of the block that you want it to hinge on, and then put your door down. Like that. And you want to do this on all 4 sides. Okay, so now we've got something that looks like that. Now to finish off up here, we just need to stick a bit of light right in the centre. Stick it bang in the middle. And that way the poor guy up here isn't going to be, as I say, attacked by mobs or anything like that. So stick your glowstone at the top. Stick a bit of a few trapdoors around it to make it look half decent. And there you go. So it's now ready to get your villager up here. Now, there are several ways you can get a villager up here. It's probably easier to just get him up on the roof and push him through, or get him up through one of the windows using a water elevator up the side, or some stairs. Just push him up some stairs. And once he gets within range of this village, he'll probably run up the stairs anyway to get inside the village. So either way, I'm sure you've got 1,001 ways of getting villagers up into buildings. But anyway, however you do it, you need to get one up here. I'm going to be using a spawn egg because it's easy. So there you go. Now we've got a villager up here. He's now validated the doors. We have now got a valid village up here. We just need to lock him in. Sayonara. So now you should have something that looks like this. So now we can start working on the main breeding floor. So you want to pick a side that you want to be the front. We'll have this one. Then you want to grab a chiseled stone block. You need to put one there, and then grab some stone brick stairs and put some stone brick stairs there. Come around to the front, and then you need to pop out those 2 blocks. That's where your main door is going to go. And then take out the stone brick slabs, and you need to put some stone brick slabs there, and then pop out this block, put some stairs there, and then some stairs just there, and then fill in this with stone brick slabs. And then take out some fence gates and just put a little balcony around the side of it, just to stop yourself from falling off when you come through the doors. Just like that. So now you've got a way into the main breeding floor of the building. Now grab yourself an iron door. This has to be an iron door. You can't use a wooden door here, otherwise you will mess up your breeder. So I'm going to bang on about this just a little bit longer. Do not use a wooden door here. Okay? Do not use a wooden door here. So take out your iron door. This is it's the same concept as the wooden doors up the stairs as well. Click on whichever side of the block that you want it to hinge on. Sometimes I find it difficult to press a button and then run through a door sometimes when it's hinged on a certain side. I don't know why, it's probably just me, but if you want it hinged on a certain side, as I say, just click on that side of the block and then stick yourself down a wooden button. Wooden buttons give you a slightly longer pulse, And now you want to completely fill this floor with solid blocks. You need to put yourself a floor in. I'm going to be using white concrete again. But again, if you wanted to use a different block, then you're more than welcome to. Your build. And then we need to make our way back inside the building. So now we should have something like this. Now grab yourself your solid block again. Again, I'm going to be using white concrete. And you want to put 3 solid blocks on that side. 3 solid blocks on that side. And then 5 across the middle. So you've got, it's like a, this is going to be like a big bath. You're going to put water in there. Then you want to pop out that block. Right at the back in the centre, and you need to put a glass pane above that hole, and that way it stops the water from flowing down there, but still allows the baby to flow down there. So you want to put a pane there, and you want to put a pane above it, because what we don't want is a little babies jumping up and standing on that pane when they're in the water. Now take out your buckets of water. You're going to need 2 buckets of water. You need to put 1 in that corner. You need to put 1 in the other corner. So now everything flows towards the centre. Any little babies that fall in there are going to go straight to the middle. So now you've got that. Now sticking with your solid blocks, you need to put 2 solid blocks there and then some nether wart block in front of it. This is just to keep with the theme for the outside. And then another solid block there, and then 2 more nether wart blocks like that. Same on this side. So it's symmetrical. Then you want to take out your ladders, and you need to put 2 ladders on this side, 2 ladders on this side. That's going to be the way you climb up onto the top to feed your villagers. Now we need to take out a quartz slab, and you need to put the quartz slab on the side of that bit of glass there, on the side of that glass pane. This is where your villagers are going to be standing. It needs to be a top slab as well. You can't be having it at the bottom. Don't be having it there like that. It needs to be at the top. Okay, so like that. And as I say, that's where your villagers are going to be standing. Now, around that block, you need to put some panes of glass. So stick a temporary block in the middle. It's just going to make it easier to put your panes down. And then take out your panes, and you need to put panes on every side of this temporary block. And then you just need to remove it. Just pop it out. Then take out your water again and put some water directly on the top of that slab. Now don't worry, if you're in 1.13, this will still work. The new water mechanics won't affect this. The water won't flow off down the side. That's not how it works, so don't worry about that. Now we've done that, you need to take out some solid blocks, some solid glass blocks. And you need to put solid glass blocks around the top of these panes. So you need to put a block on top of every one of those panes. So it looks like that, and then you've just got a gap in the middle, and that's where your villagers are going to go. Now you need to get your villagers in there, your 2 villagers. Obviously I'm going to spawn them in because I've got spawn eggs, but you're probably not going to be able to do that. So again, get them in here, get them up a water elevator, push them up some stairs, do whatever you need to do, but you need to get them inside there. So you've got one like that. You might find as well, you'll have a bit of difficulty getting this one in because he'll bang against that one's box. That one's hitbox, so you might find it a little bit difficult to get him in. What I'll do, what is easy to do, is stick yourself down some more glass blocks, behind the back. See if we can get him out. There you go. So get them there. Get him around the front. Like that. That's it. And then get some glass on either side. And there. And then just give him a friendly little tap. It's not going to affect your reputation in the village. You'll be fine. But you need to get them both in there. I mean, if you want to put the glass around the top to start with and then push them in, so you'll have the same problem. It makes no difference. But anyway, somehow you need to get them in there. Now what we need to do is we need to encase these fellas in glass. We need to push that particular block inwards. Okay, we need to cover them with glass. So you want to put another glass block just there. Then you need to put a temporary block and then another block. Pop that one out. And then you need to put a normal piston here. So take out your normal piston, put it there. And we're going to force that block over the top of these villages. It's not going to hurt them, so don't worry about that. Get your button. And just push it in like that. And now, both of those fellas are nice and safe inside there. Now, it's best to have them both in opposite corners. So get yourself to the back and just give one of them a little whack. Again, you're not going to hurt him. But you just really need them in opposite corners. And you can get rid of those blocks like that. So now you should have something that looks a little bit like this. Now we just need to surround this with glass to stop the little babies from jumping out when they're born. So grab your glass blocks again. You need to put a line of glass blocks down that side, a line of glass blocks down this side, and then just fill the front in. If you want to use a different colour, as I say, by all means, it's entirely up to you. If you want to use clear or you've got a nice texture pack that's got nice glass in it, then you can use that. Entirely up to you. But you need to fill that in like that. Now you should be able to climb up the ladder, look out the window, and then jump up on here to be able to feed them. Now take out your paint. As I say, it won't hurt you. You're not going to fall anywhere if you fall in the hole. But if you don't want to fall in the hole, and as a rule I don't like falling in the hole, take out your pane of glass and put a pane of glass directly above the hole. And now you won't fall in. Now we need to put a bit of lighting in here. So take out your glowstone or your sea lantern. Find the centre block in the ceiling. Which is it that one? Stick a bit of glowstone on it. Yeah, that's the one. And then just surround it with trapdoors. And the final thing to do is to put in some chests for your food. So just grab a couple of chests and just stick them wherever you like. Now before we leave this room, I've just double checked the lighting in here. It's always best to do that. I've just double checked the lighting and the light does get down to light level 5 on these particular blocks, which is no good because obviously mobs spawn at anything with light level below 7. So we need to stick a bit more lighting in here. So pop out that block under there and quickly replace it, and then you can stick a trapdoor over the front if you want to. And that now gives us plenty of light down here. Yeah. So once you've stuck in that bit of lighting, then that is this room. Oh, let's just check up here. Let's just check up here. Lighting 8. That's fine. But obviously no mobs can spawn on glass anyway. And 8. So again, that is fine. So now we've double checked the lighting in here. That is this room done. Now it's time to start working on the bottom, on the basement or the ground level. I suppose you'd call it ground level, wouldn't you, rather than basement? So to start with, we need to remove all of this. Sorry, Avo. Okay, so you've removed all of that. Now we need to remove the inside slabs, these particular slabs. So we need to just get underneath them and just pop all of these out. This is where our external wall is going to go. Oops. Okay, so now we've got that. Now what we need to do is we need to put the walls down on all four sides. So I think we'll give it a bit of a pattern. So if we grab some netherwart blocks to keep in with the theme, put netherwart blocks there. And there, and there. And there. And then we can put white concrete in the corners. And we need to extend that down to the floor. And then we can do the perimeter wall. Okay. Now we need to fill the rest in it. Well, let's just fill the rest in, and I'll do the design in a second. Just fill the rest of the wall in with white concrete. Now, as I said, it's your build, your design, but I'm going to put a bit of a pattern on the outside. It's not going to be excessive, but just give it a bit of colour. So if we pop out those blocks like that and stick that in like that, as I say, it's just a little pattern. It just fits in with the rest of the theme. I think it looks cupcakey, kind of pretty. Okay, so we've got that. Now you need to get to the front of your building. Obviously this is the front, it's got the stairs on it. And you want to go around to the left hand side and pop out those two blocks like that. That's going to be your door. So we need to get in here, and to start with, before you do anything else, just lob down a few torches. Obviously these are all going to be taken down in a second, but you are going to need a bit of light just to see what you're doing. Now we're going to replace the floor. Now you could, it's up to you again, I keep saying it's up to you, but you just need to put a floor down. Well, let's get rid of this wool that Avo used to mark out the footprint of the building. And we need to replace this with a floor that you like. I'm going to use oak planks down here. So now you've got that. Right, I've just noticed I forgot to put a design on this wall. I've made two schoolboy errors actually. I haven't put a design on this wall, so I'll do that now. And I've also put the door in the wrong place. So we need to move the door from there over to here. That's where your door needs to go. Oops. So now you need to take out some solid blocks again. We're using white concrete, and you need to put 3 solid blocks there. You need to put 2 solid blocks over here. And then you need to put 3 solid blocks across the front. This is going to be the little area where the babies fall down into when they're born. Now, as long as you've put the water and the panes of glass in the right place at the top, we should be able to pop that block out, and there you go, there's the panes of glass. So all the babies are going to fall straight down into here. And this is where we're going to stick a bit of water in a second. Now this is the area where the babies are going to go off to, wherever you want them to go to your iron farm or to your trading hall or wherever. So we need to dig down here to make the tunnel for the babies to go off on their merry way. And if you want to skin this, if you want to take the dirt out and put a nice walling, you can do. It's entirely up to you. Okay, now we can put in some redstone. So we need to take out our dispenser. It has to be a dispenser. A dropper won't work. And we need to put a dispenser just here. And then going into the side of that dispenser, on this side, we need to crouch and put a hopper facing into that dispenser. You see the nozzle is pointing into the dispenser. Don't have it pointing straight down, otherwise it won't work. You need to crouch and point it into the side of that dispenser. Now on top of this, you need to stick down a couple of chests. So you need to crouch and put a double chest there like that. Now you need to take out some rails. You need powered rails, a detector rail and some normal rails. And you need to put a powered rail here, directly in front of the dispenser, but it needs to be powered at all times. So in order to power that, pop out that block, pop out the one below it, and put a redstone torch at the bottom. Then you can replace that block, and that block is now powered. So when you put a powered rail on top of it, it stays powered like that. Then you want to put a normal rail next to it, then a block with a normal rail on top of that, and then 2 blocks and put a powered rail on top of that, like that. And then you just want to bring this powered rail, bring these blocks all the way around to there, like that. Okay, then get up on top. You need to put a normal rail there, and then you need to put a detector rail just there. That's going to detect when a minecart goes over it. It's going to put a redstone pulse through through some dust into the side of the into a block that goes into the side of that dispenser, which is going to dispense a new minecart when the baby has gone off on his merry way down there. Then you need to put some powered rails along here, normal rail in the corner, and a normal rail there like that. Now to power this rail, we can put a redstone torch here and then stick a block on top of it. All of these torches are put in here to keep it lit. We've had to take out, but never mind, eh? Now grab yourself some redstone dust. You need to put some redstone dust underneath that detector rail, going all the way into the corner. Okay, so you've got 3 bits of dust going into the corner there, starting underneath that detector rail. Then you want to get into here and you want to take out some repeaters, and you need to put 2 repeaters here, both on 4 ticks. It's going to give us a bit of delay. So the minecart's going to be dispensed. It's going to pick up the baby villager. It's going to make its way up here. It's going to go over the detector rail, which is going to put a pulse through these 2 repeaters. It's going to give us enough delay that it doesn't spit a minecart out too soon. It'll make sense when we get it working again. Now we can go ahead and start filling in around the side of this wall. This wall is all going to be wood. We're going to make all that wall oak. So just start filling in wherever you can. Now you can't put solid blocks above this chest, otherwise it won't work. Okay, you need to put some oak stairs above this. So take out your oak stairs, and then you want to get behind the back of this chest. So you're going to just have to pop out these. I know we've only just put them in, but we can put them back in again in a second. So pop them out and put some upside down stairs just there above your chest. So now they look like solid blocks, but you can still get in your chest. And then we can just replace these blocks back again. Like that, and then we can stick the wood blocks back in. Superb. Now, before we cover this all over, we need to do a couple of things. Firstly, we need to put a redstone torch there that's going to power those rails, but be careful you don't put it too close to that redstone dust. Don't put it there, otherwise you'll power the dust. So stick it just there. And we also need to stick a torch under here as well, because it will be dark enough, and you could probably fill it with solid blocks. Actually, we'll do that. We'll just fill the rest of it with blocks. I was going to suggest putting a torch there to stop baby zombies spawning underneath, but if it's full of blocks, they won't be able to, will they? So do that, and then stick a line of solid blocks over the front, and on top of those you need to put some stairs. Okay, like that. It just gives it, you know, a bit of texture. Nothing more really. If you just want, you can leave that off if you want. If you want to leave that off like that, then you can do. Up to you. I'm going to stick some stairs over it, and then take out a stone button. You can use a wooden button if you want to, but if you put a wooden button on wood, it's almost impossible to see. So I'm going to use a stone one. Stick a stone button there. That's the button that's going to dispense a new minecart if you ever run out of minecarts. They'll automatically get dispensed when babies are born, but eventually you'll run out of minecarts, and then once you've filled your chest back up again, in order to get another minecart out there, or to get it out there in the first place, you can just press that button like that. Okay, now take out your powered rails again, and you need to put some powered rails all the way down here leading off to wherever it is you're going to. But obviously they need to be powered, so pop out that block there and one below it, and get out your redstone torch. Put a redstone torch there, replace the block, and now you can just stick down your powered rails like this. And as I say, that can now go off to wherever it is you want it to go off to. Now take out a stone door. Take out an iron door. Again, this has to be an iron door. You can't use a wooden one. And you want to put that there, like that. And then you need to take out a wooden button this time. You can use stone if you want, but I can't walk through a door with a stone button. The pulse just isn't long enough, so I always use a wooden button when I'm messing around with iron doors, because it gives you a longer pulse to get through. Then you want to put another one on the inside, and now you can get in and out. So now you've got something that looks a little bit like this. Now take out a piece of glowstone or a sea lantern, and you want to stick a piece of glowstone or a bit of sea lantern or a bit of lighting in there like that. And then take out your bucket of water, and you need to put a bucket of water in that corner so it forces the little baby to this corner. He needs to be forced against this particular corner, because that's the way the minecart is going to pull him through the block. Now take out your glass, if glass is what you want to use, your coloured glass, your clear glass, whatever glass you want, and you need to stick some glass across the front of, across the top of all of these solid blocks. Let's get rid of that torch as well. So now your babies are going to fall through the hole, land in there, and get forced to this corner, as I say, where they're going to get picked up by your minecart. So we are so close to being finished. Now you have something that looks like this. Now just to finish it off in here, we just need to add a little bit more light. So we need to get rid of that torch there. Get down on the floor and pop out that block. Stick a bit of glowstone there, and just to make it look a little bit prettier, we'll stick a piece of carpet over the top of it. Now this room, because we've had to put that skin on the wall, this room isn't symmetrical. And to be honest, it bugs me. But I will live with it. So now there's two things we need to do now before this room's finished. Firstly, we need to knock out that particular dirt block, because that dirt block would hurt your villager. If your villager grows up in there and turns into an adult, when it goes down here, that particular dirt block will hurt your villager. So you need to take that out and then replace it with a stair. And that way now your villager won't take any damage when he goes down the stairs, or when he goes down that particular chute. Now all you need to do down here is fill the chest up with minecarts. So you need to fill it up with minecarts. Once we've got minecarts in the dispenser, press your button. And out comes your minecart. And as I say, it'll quite happily sit there rocking away until you get a baby villager in it. It doesn't have the inertia to get up onto the top of the powered rail until it has a baby in it. And as soon as a baby gets taken into your minecart, it'll reach the powered rail and off it will go. So now, all we have to do is get back in here and feed these two fellas to get them in the mood for love. I'm going to use carrots as I normally do, but carrots or potatoes is fine, or wheat if you have a farmer, or bread. Now, as a rough guide, if you give those two stacks of carrots, they should have about 5 babies. So it's a rough guide, it's not exact. 12 carrots is enough to make 1 baby per villager. So you need 24 carrots for 1 baby, according to the wiki. Now all we have to do is sit about, play some Barry White music, and wait for these guys to start having babies. There you go, we've got a little baby, a little farmer. And he makes his way downstairs. Let's have a wander down, see where he's gone. There he is. Oh, I can't get through a door with a wooden button. There he is, little baby. Now I disabled the minecart just so we could see him down here. So if I press a button, it'll get collected, off he'll go, and then another minecart will be dispensed. And there you go. He's gone off down to have a very hot bath, and we get another minecart. Fabulous. So if you've made it this far, everybody, congratulations, you've made yourself a fully working single pod villager breeder inside Avomances Love Shack. I do hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, everybody. If you have, please don't forget to leave it a like, and if you've really loved it, don't forget to subscribe for future tutorials. And I highly recommend that you have a wander over to Avomance's channel. I'll put a link in the description. And I'll put a link on how to build the Love Shack in the description. And I'll also put a link to his channel in the top right hand corner of your screen now. I do highly recommend you have a wander over there and have a look at some of his builds. He's a fantastic builder. And he's got Let's Play on his channel. It's just loads and loads of stuff over there for you to have a look at. Highly recommend you going over there and having a look at his channel. So anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. This is Frilioth, and I am out of here.